Press that.
Press the little...
I don't know what she's saying.
Just...
Oh, she says...
She says something different. She's probably like, stop pressing the
Stop
button.
pressing me. Hello, hi. Yeah, we got some cool cars for you. Rob just recently imported this Colt version R from Japan. It's a 1.5 turbo Mivec, and it is the successor to this, which is the Mirage, which was called the Colt in Europe and the Mirage in Japan. But then this was called the Colt in Japan, and there's no Mirage name attached to it at all. But he actually owns both of these, and it's nice to just have both of them side by side. Because I'm sure a lot of the Americans, you guys got them the day, was it called a Mirage in America? Right, so this is a Mirage Cyborg ZR. It's the highest version of this little hot hatch. So this would have been a direct competition to like the Glanza and the EK Civic and the Pulsar VZR. But these were all the hot hatches that were coming out in Japan back then, and they were all direct competition for each other. All 1.6-ish. The Glanza is 1.6, but the turbo makes up for it. Toyota didn't have anything else, did it? That was their hot hatch. There's no 1. I guess the 11. Rob managed to pick this up a couple of months ago. Most of these are long since dead because of basically, yeah, Rob over here who breaks Mitsubishis, and because a lot of them are crashed. Because they're a hot hatch, you know, people drove the fucking shit out of them. So these like insurance companies didn't really want to touch them anymore because people were doing a lot of fraudulent stuff back in the day, insuring them as 1.3s and stuff. But these, I guess, were one of the cars to have about 7 or 8 years ago. This actually just came in from Japan a couple of days ago. And this is the successor to this, but like we said, it's called the Colt in Japan also, so they just lost the Mirage name altogether. And it's the version R, which is cool. So the Colt, I always thought this was the last proper generation. It's kind of like what they did with the EP3 with the Civic. It's like taller and wider. But these have actually started to grow on me a lot in the last while. Rob got some Volt GTPs fitted to it in up garage. I wish more people in Ireland would import these because I know the insurance companies are pretty shit on young people these days, but this would actually be a really good car for someone that's into Japanese stuff and needs something modern. So there's a normal version R and then there's a version R Recaro, and this is the version R Recaro. Has some Ralliart stuff. It's got a cool little center console with the turbo timer, and then it's got the little ETC thing. So this will probably be sold pretty quick, so I just thought I'd give you guys a little look at it before it disappears. This is the last of good Mitsubishis. That's a real shame. They've just gone out with a bang. They don't do any Evos anymore. There's no R versions of anything. They've just completely shat on the car enthusiast market, much like all Japanese car companies. And yeah, this is kind of the very tail end of cool cars from car manufacturers in Japan. 1.5 Mivec turbo. It's nice cold speed heat shield, but this thing looks brand new. The magic of buying stuff from Japan is like, if you get something good, it's like a brand new car. There's literally no dirt or anything in here, even the fucking chassis legs, man. Look how clean this is.
Yeah, look, that looks new.
Now if you're from California or somewhere like that, or maybe some nice dusty dry Australian city, you're probably going, who cares? Nothing ever lasts this long or is this clean in Ireland. Usually things get pretty rusty and shitty because of our soggy weather. 10 years this car was off the road. And this is a 1.6 Mivec non-turbo engine. It was supposed to rival the B series, but it didn't really win. I think the Honda B series just kind of won the race back in the 90s with this stuff.
Poor man's VTEC.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
Right, but there was an option to have an LSD, like from, same with everything, you could get all sorts of options. Cusco strut, the cover is missing, which Rob is sad about because it makes it look a bit untidy, but yeah, they're fucking great, man. And as we move into an electric age of cars, and I don't know how many hybrids are going to be made, or is it going to be the electric or hybrid race who's going to win, but it seemed car enthusiasts are just being left behind. We're going to be pushed out, guys. The old car enthusiast that likes the petrol motor. We're gone, the combustion engine.
Just get rid of petrol.
Yeah,
Then we're fucked.
we are fucked. What are we going to do for all our cars? Here is a key for you.
Thank you.
Yes. We're doing like a Top Gear style.
Gear.
Will it do the talking thing? You press
you have
that.
to press the little...
I don't know what she's saying.
Just...
Oh, she says.
She says something different. She's probably like, stop pressing the
Stop
button.
pressing me. Alright.
Just do that and it loop.
Like I said, this thing is fresh in from Japan, so it still has the ETC, which is the electronic toll charge chip. You put your credit card in here, and then it just automatically reads it.
On your safety
It has a nice little Razzo shift knob.
Oh, great. That's the greatest thing about the car.
You're up quite high in these. The last of these kind of hot hatches are actually, they're high off the ground. You're up real tall. There's so much space in here. I love this little extra fucking thing with the volts.
It's so long.
Yeah,
So
and this
long.
old cable for
Oh, it was
an
fucking funny.
iPhone 4. But yeah.
Should pop up a light up here. Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Traction control off. I know, I miss the woman. Let's put a card in and pay for the toll. Oh. Alright, I'm actually weirded out. Imagine if it was just taking loads of money off my card.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. She's some yoke lad.
Oh, lad.
But would she beat a golf? TDI. GT TDI lad. I'm being honest, when I first saw one of these, I didn't really like it because I'm a sucker for the lower shape of the older 90s chassis, but it has really grown on me. It's kind of sad that this is the last stab at like a hot hatch from a car manufacturer that has brought out so many amazing cars. It's kind of...
Yeah, it is a bit sad.
It is a bit sad. This, you know, it's kind of the tail end of petrol hot hatches, and that kind of makes me sad. It's nice of Rob to let us rob this car from him and just drive around like idiots before it gets dark. Let's swap. Yeah, it's way livelier without traction control.
And now for Neil's impression.
Yes. And now for a Riddle's impression. We're like a
bad Top Gear.
a really shitty Top Gear, like a pound shop budget version. And I like that NA sound.
NA is best.
Yeah, it's cool. It's mad though. All the 90s hot hatches were just so low down, and as you said, once it went from the EP3 upwards, everything just got raised up and it's lanky. And what's mad is this car was parked up for 10 years in a shed, and Rob recently picked it up. So Mivec was supposed to be like their stab at doing something to rival VTEC. I see some yoke, them Mitsubishis. I heard they make really good fridges and they make really good air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
The Mitsubishis, you know.
It's good sound.
Yeah, it's a fucking great sound. Yeah, I love this. The advanced system for playing the fields and enjoying your car life. What is this then from factory? It's
160.
160, and that's one.
We're rated at 172 PS.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's actually more powerful than this.
Yeah.
This is a bit faster.
But this is faster.
That'll have torque. This doesn't.
Yeah, I guess. Thank you for watching our budget Top Gear comparison in a car park, distracting us from actual stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Rob. And if anyone wants one, annoy Rob. Here is his thing. Here is his username on Instagram. Hester Rob for a Mitsubishi.
Annie.
Or anything you want.
Anything you want.
Yeah.